Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. My name is Nomsa Clara Mnove. I am the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, and I'm a love harmonist. So my topic today is how to face relationship crisis fearlessly during times, because these are challenging times that we all facing. And some people at this moment, they have lost so many things through this pandemic. We all want love, but coronavirus is standing in our way. We all want to be happy within our marriage, but our lives are being tested at this moment. That means some marriages will be destroyed. In some marriages, as I'm speaking right now, they have been destroyed. Um, I was talking to Tarini a few months ago, and she was saying the abuse due to pandemic has gone up in our society, in relationships, because people they are actually spending time together at home, and some people basically are taking their stress to their loved ones, basically. And we all want the desire, we all desire to have successful relationship. And during these pandemics, um, lives have been changed. As I said before, relationship have been destroyed uh, through finances, because when you have problems with finances, it's going to put a strain in your relationship if it's something that you actually are not used to it. Some people they've been comfortable, businesses have been going well, uh, work things have been going well. Companies are cutting down basically, and that means they're cutting down people's salaries, and those who are earning lots of money, they have been affected, because I know some few people that are earning good money and they have been affected. Basically, the companies have had to say, listen, we just gonna have to cut your salary until all this is over, because we can't afford to actually pay this amount of money. So that can bring a strain in a relationship if couples have if couples have been living comfortable, and then all of a sudden things are changing. If you've been living comfortable and all of a sudden your life is been turned, it's been stripped away, basically, because this is not something that people expected. I can sit here basically and tell you that uh, personal development and say you're gonna be okay, but that's not as simple as that. The reality is people have been affected, and that means relationships have been affected. Relationships are gonna be affected as well. And now, for a relationship to survive, it will be how two people respond in this situation. Sorry, guys, I was just sharing my. It will be how couples respond in this situation. Like if I was living a comfortable life and all of a suddenly my life is changed. Basically, people are asking questions. How are they going to pull through these challenging times? But the truth is, every mountain has an open door. You need to be willing to climb the mountain without blaming the other person. Every mountain has the open door. You can actually climb the mountain to find the door that has been hidden in that mountain. We actually we've been hit around the world, but we don't know the reason why this pandemic is going on. everything has a reason behind it. So instead of blaming your spouse for the things that they don't have control over, and say, okay, our lives have changed. Yesterday we love having takeaways every Saturdays. We love having takeaways, and we can spend so much money on takeaways. It doesn't matter as long we spoil ourselves. But now we can't have that. So I went to Tesco's yesterday, sweet and chili chicken. I bought some chicken, I bought some chili sauce, I bought some vegetables, I bought some, what else did I buy? I bought all the ingredients, and we made our own sweet chili wrap at home. And that was no different actually with the chicken wrap, sweet chili wrap that you buy from McDonald's. You can spend, if you have to go to McDonald's, you can spend for like 4 or 5 people, you can spend almost maybe £30 or £40. But guess what? The chicken was £1.65. So I bought 3 chickens, £1.65. That is less than £5. And then I bought some chicken wrap, cost me maybe £10, and we had a lovely takeaway. So you can actually, during these tough times, you can actually climb together with your spouse. Climb the mountain and find the open doors. You need to be able to be willing to find that open door. An open door is a solution, basically. How can you solve? Okay, we are used to this lifestyle. So you together with your spouse. So how can we actually deal with this life-changing situation that has been presented around the world? Because this is not like a one problem for somebody. This problem is around the world. So you can actually sit down with your spouse and ask yourself, how can we actually basically find the open door, find a solution to actually climb this mountain that has been presented to us, and find that open door? Because we seem to think that the solution is for us to keep seeking, to keep going, to keep going. The Bible says, seek, you will find. Knock, the doors of opportunities will be open to you. But when it says knock, it means everything that you are seeking is within you. But he just has to step in. The universe, or whatever your beliefs, or God, I believe in God, the universe, whatever you believe in, when you seek within, you are willing to say, I want to climb the mountain. I don't want to fall. I want to keep climbing. So that means you find the solution within. The pandemic can write its own story in your relationship. It's writing its own story in our economy. Around the world, it's writing its own story. It's writing its own story in our relationship. It's writing its own story in our education. So that's why our Prime Minister in the United Kingdom, basically, he has decided that we go on lockdown, but the children have to continue going to school. If things changes, then they will have no choice to shut down the schools. But that was the solution for him, that he has decided to say, okay, I'm going to stop everyone. They're gonna go on lockdown, but the schools will remain open. That was his own solution, to basically for him to realize that if children don't get the education, they might have to go back and repeat their school years, but which is not right. So he has decided. So he's written his own story. He's decided to rewrite how he wants the story to be written for the children, for the education. and then in your relationship as well, you can choose to rewrite your story in your life. Your life and your relationship at this moment in time, it will depend on you. How you decide to rewrite your story. Some people, basically, they are nagging their partners. But you can rewrite your own story by actually looking at the situation. For you to pull through during these tough times, you will need to have clarity of what is happening around the world. Who is the writer of the pandemic? Who is the writer? Somebody is writing a story. If you look at it, the whole world is stopped. That means we don't have control. The whole world is stopped. It's stopped. Basically, normally everyone will do whatever they want. We have to wear masks. We can't show our beauty because God, we were created. We are all amazing. We are all beautiful, but we were created to actually to be who we want to be. Now somebody's rewriting the story. We have to wear masks, cover ourselves up. So you have to look who is actually rewriting the story of this pandemic. And when you go to town, you're speaking to people, sometimes you can't recognize the people that you know because they're wearing masks. You can't recognize them. For me, sometimes I don't recognize the people until they pass because they're wearing masks. And then I start seeing their body. I'm like, oh, this is the person, but I've passed them because I can't see their faces. Because sometimes some people, when they wear masks, you have to cover, sometimes you cover everything, so it's difficult. So you have to look at the situation. Who is actually who is writing the story of this pandemic around the world? Who is the writer? Have clarity of how you can rewrite your original purpose of your existence on earth. Your original purpose of existence on earth it's not like you have found your spouse, you found the love of your life. It's not for you to actually say, okay, this is not working because of financial tough times, because of tough times. If you have to cut down on everything and for you to save your family, let be it. It's how you rewrite your story. It's how you come out on top, fearless, being fearless, saying, I understand coronavirus, you are writing your own story, but I am going to write my own story. I am not going to fight with my spouse because of finances. I tell you what happened a few months ago. I didn't make any money for the whole month. In my business, I didn't make any money. And now the bills needs to be paid. I have to pay the bills and the bigger bills are coming in. I have to pay them. And I remember I'm standing on the stairs. I'm talking to myself because sometimes you have to have a relationship with yourself. You have to talk to yourself. So I remember saying to myself, okay, I'm not going to get depressed or stressed with this. You coronavirus, you can stop now. I'm not going to get depressed because what happens is you get depressed. You can't replace your health. You get stressed, you fight with people, you fight the people that you love because of stress, because you worry. You can forgive and forget. But that means you have fought people because of money. So I said to myself, I'm not going to get stressed. I'm just going to chill because I cannot replace my health. So I'm saying I'm going to chill. And the following day, you see, if I have decided that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. The following day, and the government basically announces that he's giving a grant, a fund is going to give loan for the companies. So I'm like, can you imagine if I actually basically started stressing myself? So I just went to the bank and I applied, and the bank will very quickly, I have the money to the bank account and to pay the bills. So you have to learn how to basically, because you, in every step that you take in life, you're going to be presented with mountains. Every step that you take in life, wherever you want to go, it could, if it wasn't coronavirus, it would be something else. You're always going to be presented with a mountain in front of you because you are seeking to be better. You are seeking. Those who are not presented with mountains is those who have given up and say, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to feel sorry for myself. I'm just going to sit here and blame people and blame the government and do this. But if you are a person who's seeking, who keeps seeking and keep seeking, every solution that you find, there's going to be a mountain presented to you, which is a task. If you have a clarity how you can rewrite your original purpose of your existence on earth, then you understand that what love is about. Because love is about mutual trust. It's about if you listen to the wedding vows, it says, I love you until I die, through sickness and death. That means through pandemic challenges, I will accept you whether you are poor. Some people, they get married with their spouse, they are rich. But now the businesses have been hit, and that means the finances are being tested. And that if somebody doesn't know how to write their own story, they can actually blame their spouse, mostly men. Blame their spouse because they're feeling sorry. They're not used to the challenging times. But guess what? Challenging times will always be there. It means even when you are poor, I'll be there for you. I'll climb the mountain of us being poor during pandemic and climbing the mountain and getting our wealth, reclaiming our wealth, restoring our wealth that the pandemic has taken from people. Love is a shared purpose. You share everything together. Pain, being poor, you have to share all that. And love is measured by trials. It's not measured by big cars. It's not measured by big homes. It's not measured by finances. Love is measured by trials. I can meet someone today who is a millionaire. A year later, they can have problems. But our relationship is going to be measured by the trials that we are facing. Are we actually love each other as much we say we are? Your character, your love is going to be measured by trials and tribulations. For you to step into the next level and getting out of the trials. It's not going to be measured by big cars, by big houses. It's going to be measured by your character and your existence. And if you have a clarity about your existence while you're on earth here, it's going to be measured by that. It's going to be measured by your character as a human being. Okay, when you get up in the morning every day, you tell your lover that, I love you, baby. Would you love me even when I'm poor? Yeah. Yes, I will stand by you, even if when you are poor. And this is why the coronavirus is writing his story. Some people think love is measured by how much money you have. No, it's not. It's the trials. that you've pulled through. If you ask someone who's been married for 30 years, 50 years, they will tell you that love is not measured by beauty, by all this fake hair, makeup. It doesn't work when it comes to love. It doesn't work, no matter how beautiful you are. When trials are being presented to you, it doesn't matter. What matters is you having a clarity of why you are in that situation. How can I get out? I'm going to get out of this situation. And it's you telling fear that you fear that is being presented to me, you're not going to bring me down. I'll fall, but I'll get myself up. That's what love is about. It's not a competition. Some people think I have to compete if I'm not being seen posting pictures on Facebook, on social media with my lover. We are not going out. We're not posting meals that we are whatever is going on. People are gonna start talking. Let people talk. People talk. Well, whatever you do in life, people always talk. Let people talk. Let people talk. 2020 should be a time where you and your spouse finish what you both started. Love and happiness. That is 2020. That's how you should finish your 2020. Knowing that the mountain that lies before your relationship, or the mountains that has been presented in front of you, cannot take away what you and your spouse have started, have built. Your family, if you have kids, if you have children, it cannot take away something that you have built in your life. If you have built an amazing life, yes, you can stand by each other even if you are poor. You can stand by each other. It cannot take away what you have started, the pandemic. It is a minor problem. Those are two souls that have been connected together. You guys, if you are married, you and your spouse are two souls that have been connected together. When you are being connected with someone, you step into the spirit of love. This is you, this is the person. The spirit of love is in the middle. That means you are meeting in the middle. You still have you here. You still have you. But you are entering their world. It means when you enter somebody's world, that means you relate to that person. It means relating to their past. You accept them for who they are. You love them unconditionally. You sympathize with that person in their world, and they sympathize with you. And you say to your king, to your queen, how can I save you, my king? How can I save you, my queen? That's what relationship is about. And how can I give you? When you ask your king or your queen, how can I save you? Your king says, you can save me by giving me the love that I already have. You can top it up, and you give as well, you receive. Because love is about giving, is about receiving. It's not about just somebody giving and giving and giving. You can give and you are allowed to receive. When you look back at the beginning of this year, you know coronavirus, it has been writing its story. Some couples didn't make it in November 2020, because of their lives have been stripped away by the pandemic. Their goals were not fulfilled. You can choose to look behind, blame, be depressed, look at uncertainty of not knowing what is ahead of you. Or you can embrace being here, because some couples have been taken away. That means they are gone. They are no longer on earth. They are no longer breathing. But we are here. You can say, okay, I don't have the things that I always had. Things have changed. But you know what? I'm going to be grateful because I am actually breathing. That's what is important right now is you and your spouse. If you have kids, you are breathing, being grateful that actually I'm breathing and we have each other. Everything you were born to be, the coronavirus has not taken it yet. If you are still breathing, everything you were born to be is within you. It's inside of you. No money, no food, you still have a purpose on earth. Because there's so many aid charities that are giving out food, so we can not making excuses. Some countries, they have it really tough times. They do have tough times. But you still have one thing that if you are still breathing, coronavirus, there's one thing that he has not taken from you. It's what you were born to be. You were not born to just get married, make money, make a living. No. You were born because there is something you need to fulfill on earth. Something that has your name on it. Let that door of love that has your name on it prevail. Let that mind that it can take you to the next level, let it prevail. It means you get creative. Just look at the situation right now. What is not working in your business? Businesses are working online. You can build something online. Let it prevail. Whatever coronavirus is not taking any. If you are breathing, you still have something in you, within you. When you're saying, the Bible says seek, when you are seeking, when you are knocking, and you are basically seeking, he's saying you seek what's already within you. He just has to unleash it with you. The universal God, I believe in God. He just has to do the work as long as you are willing to say, I'm ready now. If you are not ready, it will not interfere. The universe will not interfere with you if you are not ready and you are blaming. Some people are blaming the prime minister, and guess what? He hasn't got a clue what's going on because the prime ministers and the presidents, everyone relies on a scientist, but there must be one scientist that has a name of a cure that we don't know yet, and that scientist, it doesn't know it. So all we got to do is just bring a good energy that can actually reveal which scientist around the world that has a cure for coronavirus. Somebody has a name on it to cure people. Somebody has a name on it, already has a name on it, although they don't know yet. But somebody, when a problem is being presented, the solution is already been presented. The solution has already been put on. God does not just put a problem. He puts a solution as well. He's already put a solution in someone else's name to help us with the cure of the coronavirus. So you don't have to worry about blaming your spouse, blaming them about things are not going, the money, finances, the stress. You don't have to worry about that. As long as you can have food, as long as you can have water, the bills can be paid. I know that it is tough times. People will be wanting you to pay, but the bills can be paid when you have the money. If you don't have money, you cannot destroy your health because you can't restore your health. You can heal, but healing, it's a process that will take longer. But if you refuse and say coronavirus, you're not gonna rewrite my story by putting depression in my life, by putting fear in my life. I know it's easy for me to say, but you can do it. You're not going to put the stress in my life because somebody has already got coronavirus's cure. One scientist around the world, I can tell you, in one country, but we don't know it yet. One person has already got their name on it, on the cure, but they don't know yet because they're still seeking. So one scientist will come forward and say, I know how to solve this problem. Can you imagine all the stress, all the fights? So if you believe that every problem that has been presented to me, there is a solution for it, as long I am willing to ask. There's so many people that can give you food if you don't have it, who are willing to help around the world, and that can be sorted out. But your health cannot be replaced. Healing, you can restore it by healing, but healing takes time, it takes years. If you actually say, I'm gonna feel sorry for myself and get depressed, you were born because there is something in you that you need to fulfill that has your name on it. Before you can walk away from your relationship because of the challenging times, check your purpose. Why are you breathing? Why has every other people lost their lives? If you look at around the world, how many people have died? You have to ask yourself, why am I still breathing? Why am I still breathing? Because there is a reason why. Your purpose is not being fulfilled. There is someone out there you need to help. You have a purpose. So all you can do is understand that some people have lost their lives. The reason you're still breathing is because there is a purpose for you to serve the world. There is a purpose for you to serve your queen. There is a purpose for you to serve your king, your spouse. When things are not going how you want them to be, spend time in silent retreat. Spend time with you. It's a tragedy to rewrite negative chapter through these challenging times. Tap into the universe, or God, whatever your beliefs. Your existence will be revealed to you. Loving someone, it means I will save you till I stop breathing, or till I make it to the end. Not when challenges comes, I'm out. That's what people do. Wow, I didn't sign for this, I'm out. But that's not the case. God has already chosen, or the universe, whatever you believe, is already chosen one scientist that can create a cure, which means the relationship cannot be destroyed because of challenging times. Your relationship will be tested. I'm not going to lie to you. It will be tested. There will be interruption through these pandemic times. This is time for your relationship to be born, not to die. Your happiness is trapped inside of you. Coronavirus has not taken your happiness. It is trapped inside of you. So you just have to keep seeking your happiness, okay? Coronavirus, you are busy because it's a distraction. It's destroying the economy. So you can have the courage. Your purpose, if you know that my relationship cannot die, it needs to be born. My happiness is trapped inside of me. I will pull through this. I will have the courage to actually have strength inside of me and pull through all these challenges. And I am going to appreciate my king or my queen. Just look at your king or your queen. Look at them in their face. Appreciate them as you've been together for 100 years. Decide to love your spouse unconditionally. Don't waste any time in 2020, November 2020. Be with your spouse. Write a story that will help both of you to achieve your goals and pull through these challenging times. If you can't afford food, go to Aldi, the cheapest supermarket in United Kingdom. If you can't afford vegetables, you can buy vitamin D's and cut down on vegetables. Go to Aldi. It's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing to go to Aldi. It's the cheapest supermarket in United Kingdom. That's all you need to pull through. And water, we still have water. They can't cut water if you don't pay water. The bills can be paid later, but your health cannot be replaced. It can be restored, but it will require healing and time. There are people who will judge you. They will laugh at you. That means you can drop them. Unapologetic. If you want to make it through tough times, you don't have to worry about people that they're gonna see you living a different lifestyle. No, you don't. If people laugh at you, you can drop them. You can drop them if they laugh at you because they want you to live with a character that is not you. You want to, people want you to live a different life, and you say, if I go to Aldi, people are gonna start laughing at me. It's a supermarket. It sells food. I have not been to Aldi, but I know that if things get worse, that's my second option. That I will go to Aldi, and even if I see people that I know, it does not matter because it means the food I'm eating, I'm getting strength each and every day. Your relationship cannot be destroyed because you feel ashamed of what people will think about you. Cannot be destroyed. You have a choice of rewriting your own love story, knowing that the coronavirus cure is trapped inside of another human being, and that human being is a scientist. They just one day God will use them to actually realize that actually this is the cure. So at this moment, while they're still finding it out, you just have to keep going. You have to rewrite your story how you want it to be to be. Your relationship will survive. You will pull through. When we were presented with coronavirus, the cure had already been written. We just need to use our beliefs to find that scientist who has been chosen to rewrite coronavirus and make a cure for the world. The good news is the person that created the world has already chosen that person. I don't know your beliefs, but I believe that somebody has already been chosen. So my relationship cannot be destroyed just because of finances. So you can go to Aldi. Those who are living in the United Kingdom, you can go to Aldi supermarket. You can actually get loads of things at Aldi and just have food. And then you can go back to your glamorous lifestyle later. And don't worry about people talk. People always talk. Whether you're doing good or bad, they'll always have something to say. They're always going to judge you. So you just have to live your own life. Rewrite your story. Hold the pen in your life and rewrite your own story. And don't worry about what people think. You are the creator of your destiny. And do the silent retreat. Whenever I have problems, there's times where I stop talking, I stop complaining, and I just sit down and listen to my music and appreciate everything that I have in my life. Appreciate every person that God is putting in my life and every person that is actually helping me. I have to appreciate that. And then I have to write my dreams. I have to still continue writing my dreams, my goals. This is what I want to achieve. This is where I need to go. I have to keep going. My relationship, this is where I see my relationship in 3 years and 4 years. I look at my spouse and I smile because I'm being grateful that is still with me. I look at my children, I smile because they're still with me. My family are in Africa. I call my family and I smile because they are there. So we just have to embrace who we are, and knowing that when this coronavirus was presented to us, the solution has already been presented as well. We don't know what's behind the curtains. So we just have to find the scientist that has a name with the cure on it. And that scientist, we have to be grateful of that person. It's only us who can actually bring that energy of that scientist can realize, sometimes there are some people who are gifted, but they don't know it. If the world is complaining, God will say, okay, you guys are complaining. I'm just going to sit there. Let me know when you are ready to be grateful and when you are ready to actually say, we need cure. Right now, everyone wants cure, and I'm one of them, for them to find a solution. But I believe that there is someone who has a name of coronavirus that says, I am the cure and I have a solution for this. And that person has not been found yet, but has already got that name. So I love you guys. For those who are watching my talk, if you know someone who is single, you can refer them to www.hseia.com, Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. They can join my agency. I cover all over Europe, South Africa, Kenya, Zambia, and Brazil. Women, they join for free. So you can share it with your friends, and I charge men, I'm afraid. And my process is I come to you. If you want to join my agency, me and my team, we come to your home, or we do Zoom chat. But mostly with men, the normal process is we come to your own home, your own environment. We talk to you, trying to find out your desires, and we fill out the application form. ID verified, we know who you are. We know you haven't got abusive, you don't have a big past that can destroy someone else's lives. So we put you, we do all the process. ID verified. So you tell us what you want, your desires, what kind of a woman you desire, you would like to meet. It doesn't matter where you are, we can fly. We can fly to Brazil, we go everywhere. So if you are looking for a woman, if you are a man out there, you are looking for a woman, you can just join our agency. We'll come to you. We fly to you wherever you may be. We fly to you. We cannot take your money. We have to meet you. And we have to talk to you. We have to build. In order for me to help you, for my team to help you, we have to get to know you. We have to go on a date with you. The team is either me or my team. Somebody will go on a date with you. They're not going on a date with you because they're dating you. They go on a date with you to help you, just to watch how you communicate with me or with the team. Because the way you communicate with the team or the way you communicate with me, that's the way you're going to communicate with your date. So we just help you out. We hold your hand every step of the way to make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes, basically, I know I can give you some tips and say, you got to do this, you got to wear this. That's not how it works in reality. In reality is you create your own image as a human being. I can't tell you that when you go out, you have to wear this dress. Of course, you can't wear a suit going out on a date. That would be like, oh, wow, okay, you coming for interview. You can't do that. But you create your own image, what you want to wear and how you want to present yourself. We just have to make sure the true authenticity. That's why we help you with your true authenticity. You don't have to impress anyone when you go on a date. You just have to be the real you will attract the other person, not the real you that has been put on. Some people, they put on things like they want to sound amazing. They want to sound like they've done everything around the world, but that's not the real world. So you just have to be you. Your true authenticity will attract the other person that you are searching for. So that's what we coach you, the steps that this is what happens in the real world. In this world, this is a fake world. You can drive the nicest car in the world, but if what comes out of your mouth is not right, no woman will want you, or no man will want you, because women want a man who is an architect. A man wants a woman who is a mentor. So I work with professionals. If a man is working hard, they travel around the world, they want a woman who's going to mentor them, who's going to be there for them. A man is a teacher. A woman wants a man who is going to teach their children manners, who is going to build the foundation. So that's what women are looking for. They're not looking for all these things that people think that's what women are looking for. A man who knows what they want. A man who is an architect in mind. When I'm saying an architect, I'm not talking about your profession. They're looking for this. An architect who thinks like an architect. They can draw a house, they can draw things out from anything. So that's what a woman wants. A man who can design a good foundation for his family, for his lover, for his spouse. That's what they want, nothing else. If they know that this one has brain, they're like, I'm not letting him go. I want him. You can have beautiful money, you can big money, but if anything comes out of your mouth is not right, women will run. And men will run. They want to know, can I take this woman and introduce them to my family? Can they handle the pressure with my family? Some family are crazy, but doesn't mean you have to be crazy. You build. A woman brings family together. You build. So that's what men are looking for. A woman who is a mentor, who will bring family together, who will organize a family to be together. Even if I'm coming from a crazy family, if I find a good woman that can bring my family together, you're not changing anyone. Remember, everything you do in life is all about energy. If your energy is good, everyone around you is going to be good. So that's how I work. Live with grace, everyone. I love you guys, and God bless you. I see you tomorrow.